At dinner, Dad asked if my allowance was enough. When I said, "What allowance?" his face went white. The fork froze halfway to his mouth. Mom stopped chewing her pot roast and stared at me like I'd just announced I was dropping out of college to join the circus. "What do you mean? What allowance?" Dad's voice came out strangled. I looked between them, confused. "I've never gotten an allowance, ever. I've been working at the grocery store since I was 14 to buy my own clothes and pay for gas." Mom set down her fork. "Honey, your father has been giving you $200 every month since you were 12. My stomach dropped. "No, he hasn't." Dad's face had gone from white to green. He pushed back from the table and walked to his office without a word. We could hear him frantically opening and closing drawers, papers rustling. "Lila," Mom said carefully, "your dad set up automatic transfers from his account." He showed me the bank statements. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app, turning the screen toward her. "Mom, look, I've got $1,100 total. That's from working 20 hours a week for the past 4 months." She studied my account balance, her frown deepening. "That's impossible. He's been transferring money for 6 years. Dad returned, clutching a folder. His hands were shaking as he spread bank statements across the dinner table, knocking over the salt shaker. "Look," he said, pointing at line after line of transactions. $200 transfer to Lila Morrison, every month, for 6 years. I leaned forward. "Dad, that's not my account number." The silence stretched until I could hear the kitchen clock ticking. Mom grabbed the statement, comparing it to my phone screen. "Richard," she whispered, "this account number, it's different." Dad sank into his chair like someone had pulled his plug. "That's impossible. I set this up myself. I specifically requested transfers to Lila's college fund account." "Whose account is this money going to?" I asked. Dad's face crumpled. "I don't know." The next morning, Dad was on the phone with the bank before they even opened. I sat beside him as he explained the situation to 3 different representatives, each one transferring him higher up the chain. Finally, a supervisor named Patricia came on the line. "Mr. Morrison, I've located the account in question. The funds have been going to an account under the name Lila Morrison Chen." Dad's face went white again. "That's not my daughter's name. Sir, according to our records, this account was opened by your wife, Donna Morrison, in 2018. I watched my father's world collapse in real time. Mom had been sitting at the kitchen counter, but she'd gone completely still. "That's impossible," Dad said. "My wife is sitting right here. Sir, I'm showing Donna Morrison as the account holder, and Lila Morrison Chen as the beneficiary. The account was opened with your wife's signature and identification." Dad turned to look at Mom. "Donna," she stood up slowly, her coffee mug trembling in her hands. "I can explain," she whispered. "Explain what?" Dad's voice was barely audible. Mom set down her mug and walked toward the front door. "Where are you going?" I called after her. She grabbed her purse and keys. "I need to make a phone call." The door slammed behind her. Dad and I sat in stunned silence, listening to her car start and pull out of the driveway. That's when I noticed the manila envelope that had fallen from her purse. I picked it up. It was addressed to Lila Morrison Chen, at an address I'd never seen before. Inside were documents I couldn't understand. Legal papers, birth certificates, and a photo that made my blood freeze. It was me as a baby, but I was being held by a woman I'd never seen before. On the back, in Mom's handwriting, "Lila's first mother. Goodbye for now." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.